Hello, my name is Cynthia Segal, and I'm about to become your new favorite psychic. I wanted to answer a question I hear a lot. Which is the psychic skill that I use the most? And the answer to that question is yes. I use them all because I don't want to choose which one I should use and not use. And that brings to mind a very interesting story. When I first started my journey, as you may know, I spent 35 years designing computer systems, and then in one afternoon received what some call an awakening of every psychic skill I'd ever heard about or read about in one afternoon, which set me on quite a different journey, as you can imagine, from computers to the world of woo-woo. And so I started discovering all the psychic skills that I had been awakened to, which is what I do with my clients. I will awaken you to what is harboring deep inside and can hardly wait to come out and explode your life to new, higher, and better levels. And I went to famous people to ask them about things that would happen in session with clients, because I really had no one on the planet that I could go to for advice. So I remember one time going to a woman who called herself a love psychic, and she specialized in helping people find their beloveds. And I remember asking her, when you get information about someone's health, how do you bring that up? How do you share that? And she said to me, well, I'm not a medical intuitive, I'm a love psychic. And I said, well, that's great, but once you've opened up to your set of 6 senses, I want to call it, why would you not use them all in session with a client? And she said, because that's not what she does. So I thought, all right. And my next meeting was with a gentleman who speaks to the dead, or a medium, as they're called. And I asked him, while you're in session with a client, and you get some information about their future that would definitely benefit them either personally or in their business, how do you share that? How do you bring that up? And he said, well, I don't do that because I'm a medium. I only talk to the dead. And again, I asked him the same question, but once you've opened up your psychic skill set, and if you're in session with a client and receiving information, how do you make that judgment on what to share and what not to share? And he told me something that I found very interesting, because it really explained why most people that are professional in using psychic skills are kind of only using one. He used an amazing word I'll never forget: marketing. He said to me, if you are to market that you are an animal communicator and a medical intuitive, and you speak with the dead, and you can tell the future, and you can accelerate people's businesses, and you can heal them physically, they won't know what to come to you for. And I said, well, they would come to me for everything because I would deliver everything. So he said that it won't ever work if I do that, because I would confuse people. And that's an interesting story. I can understand if I want a plumber, I really want to get someone who's good at plumbing, and I really don't care if they're an electrician or a painter. And the same with any other service person, that I would want them to excel at that skill I need done. Now here's the clue: in the 3rd dimension, in this reality. So if I need plumbing done, which is very much a physical skill set, I want someone who excels at that physical skill set. But if I'm going to seek advice on my business, and there's information that could benefit me about my personal life, in other words, if I shifted something in my personal life, my business would explode, I want to know that. So when I go seeking experience of a metaphysical nature, I want to get the whole story. I don't want to be limited to just one little piece, because psychic skills are happening in the metaphysical world, which means meta, outside of, physical, the physical world. So when you release yourself from the confines of the physical world, you can do everything. And it is true that in the physical world, it is best to excel at one thing and to continue doing it, and you will become successful. But when you hit the metaphysical realm, you don't have to limit yourself. And as a matter of fact, if you do limit yourself, then you're putting a third dimensional restriction on a sixth sense skill, which actually doesn't even exist in the third dimension. So let me make that a little clearer for you. A great example is, let's say someone said to you, "Would you like a piece of watermelon?" Now, you've never seen watermelon. You have no idea what it is. You've never heard of it before. And so, quite rightly, you would say to them, "What does it taste like?" And they could spend from today till next month explaining what watermelon tastes like. But until you actually have that first taste in your mouth, all the explanations in the physical world aren't going to help your taste buds really understand what watermelon is. And it's like that with physical skills. There's nothing in this third dimension that can actually explain them. So we come close to, how do they work? Why did I get this skill? Do I have all the skills? We can come close to explaining them. But that limits it because we're bringing it into the third dimension. And what we actually want to do is go past the third dimension into that great field of information where everything is available to us. So everything we want to know about everything in our third dimensional experience is available to us from outside the third dimension. And if you need another example of that, give me a call and ask me a question, and I'll show you how beautiful it is to get your answers from above and beyond where the problem is happening now. My name is Cynthia Segal, and I look forward to being your favorite psychic. Bye for now.